What up, G's? It's your boy Prophet74. Today I'm gonna bring another HP Omen. Let me tell you something about HP. They've been stepping up, man, and this thing, we gotta open it up just to believe what's in here. And not only that, we're gonna talk a little bit more, and I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna let you guys see what's under the hood. You know what I do? I like to open these machines and see what's on the hood. What are you getting when you're buying this stuff? So let's go ahead and take a look at it. So here we're gonna open it up. HP Omen. So it's an HP, not an Omen laptop, not the Omen desktop, just to let you guys know, right? Because the Omen desktop is a beast. Now I give it a great review on the Omen desktop because a lot of these parts on the HP are off the hood. I mean, they are good. So let me flip it over so you guys can see what you guys get when you guys open it up. First, let me move the mic a little bit. There we go. So top of it right now, nice little cover. They give you a little demonstration of what you get. Blah 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 blah. Put it aside. Look at this case. Look at the box itself. Just the box tells you good quality, you know, itself. HP has been stepping up the game, I'm telling you, brothers. And this one it's gonna be set for another one because the specs alone were enough to buy this machine and check it out. So they give you all the warranty, the service talk, and all that stuff. We're gonna compare with another machine too, so there's gonna be another part video on this. So let's get this box out of the way first. Well, what's in here? We all know what's in here, and this is where you're gonna get the power cord. Big old block. You know, it's whoa, and not a big old block, a slim block. Wow, look at that. That's a change, you know, from these big monsters. So power supply. This is the power supply for the laptop, which is not bad. I mean, it's really good. So let's get it out of here. It wants to come out. We should get it out. So let's move this out of the way. Now I'm gonna unwrap it. Take this off. Put it on the side. Take this off. Oh man, look at this. It looks beautiful. Let's get it out. It wants to come out. Let it get out. And here we are. We're getting it out. First time opening it up. Beautiful marking logo. I can't say that nothing bad about it. You know, Omen's been stepping it up, especially with this. You know, look at this. It just looks like a freaking Ferrari. In back of it, let's flip it over so you guys can see some of the stuff in here. So here, let me see if you guys can see it right there. There we go. Okay, we have your data port, USB 3.0, HDMI, and display port, which is the Thunderbolt for you Mac users, and then USB Type C. Now this is a pretty good one, the Type C, because everything can run here. It could power it. It could stream the video. It could do a lot of things through this port, of course. Now these systems are compatible. Now that's just the back of it, and look how slim it is. And this is my finger. Let me pull my finger. I got big sausage fingers, but it is a slim. So the whole system itself. Let's flip it over right now. It looks like a freaking Lamborghini. Look how thin it is too. Look how thin it is. So we are gonna open it up because I want to see what's under the hood. What are you getting? But prior to that, I like this carbon fiber. It's a plastic. It's not real carbon fiber. We're gonna flip it over and see where we can open it up and see what's under the hood. So beautiful device. The coloring on the keys look real fine and thin. They're smooth. Omen, you know, power. NVIDIA. I'll tell you what's in the hood. All right. So this is an NVIDIA 1070 video card in here. 32 gigs of memory. It has 512 gig of SSD M.2, and it's an Intel Core. You know, it's a 4.2, I believe it is. So other than that, we're not gonna run any specs on it because I just want to know what's under the hood. That's me. I always go for the big picture. Let's open it up and let's figure this thing out. How do we open this? Looks a little complicated, but nothing's complicated for me. So let's go ahead and start doing. Oh, what else scratching it? these are a little sideways. We put them on the side. We'll put this screw here. And if you're gonna do this, do it on your own, because you know, you can void some of the warranty just to be sure that you're not messing up, and make sure you guys consult your manual prior to opening this whole system. This is brand new to me. I've never opened these kind of machines, so I am curious to find out what's on the hood and see what's running the whole, how is the whole thing set up and underneath the hood. So we're gonna find out all the specs by opening it up and talk a little bit more about it. And if you guys are gonna buy something like this, if it's upgradable, because back in the past, HP, you couldn't upgrade a lot of stuff on HP. You know, on the desktops, you had to buy their stuff. Back in the AOL era, you know, pretty much in the late 90s, late 80s, early 90s, you know. So they had a little bad reputation that they didn't want you to buy third parties hardware. They wanted you to go to their hardware, but times have changed, you know, and Omen has changed a lot. So I see the Omen hardware coming back, the HP, and they're bringing a whole brand of gaming wise now these days. So I'm gonna take a look, see if we're missing any screws or we have anything. Nope. So I had to use something a little sharp just to it could remove some of the stuff, because it's really tight right now. If you guys see it, I started out in this corner here without scratching anything, you know, just kind of like just tugging it a little bit by little, and then I work my way to the corner. And this corner right here, it gets a little tough, but then it picked up, you know, without cracking it, without doing anything, just little by little, you know. Make sure you work your way up, and be careful because these things are fragile. It's all plastic casing on the bottom. This is plastic, and there it goes. Just make sure you do it little by little. Don't try to force too much things. If it's too tight in there, something that you forgot to unhook or unplace, make sure you are aware of that stuff first. So right now we're working our way up. Oh, there it goes. So let's bring this sucker here, and it came out, but it was a struggle. This whole thing, let me see if you guys can see it here. All right, so here we are. We opened it up, and first of all, we're going to talk about the fans. The fans themselves, you know, they have a lot of intake. This in the bottom here, this is how it goes. It's pretty much the intakes are on the bottom, right underneath and it gives you plenty of actual height, so it won't touch too much, and extra air can come in. If you guys notice the side of it, there's rubber stamps in here. These are rubber legs right here. It gives you a lot of airflow coming in here, and it kind of pushes it in. It's a great concept and a great design. I like that, you know. Instead of being a flat surfaces where you're not sucking in any of the air, it's actually giving us a little elevation in here. And a lot of companies do this to their laptops, to their latest laptops now, because the old ones were flat and they were not sucking air. They were sucking air from the side of it. But this one kind of, either intake or outtake, whatever it is perfectly fine. It gets the air flowing in here, and these were the two giant fans control the whole airflow in here. Now there's copper here, but it's of course it's base, you know, it's coated. So the copper is going to do two things. It's going to cover the GPU and the CPU. All right, so it's somewhere underneath all this paper. This is paper, but I'm not removing it because this paper is plastic. It's to remove more of the airflow. The memory is right underneath here. There's it's 216 gigs, so it's 32 gig memory in here. If you guys see this part of it, it's right underneath here. It's underneath the paperwork. There's really nothing to hide other than this part here. Put it here. Memory's right here. So the airflow of the fans circulating cool the whole GPU and the CPU that are located in. It's a 1070 NVIDIA 1070 video card. Now the battery itself is an HP battery, of course, you know, and a lot, like I said, a lot of manufacturers are also starting to buy. Car manufacturers are buying battery factories now because they're getting ready for the future. Now, one great thing is that the hard drive is here. Let me take out the M.2 hard drive so you guys can check it out. And sometimes I don't like to take it out because the little screw is too little for some of the screwdrivers. So, but this is actually a decent size, and we're gonna remove it. And this is where the hard drive is built, and it has 512 right now. We're gonna upgrade this system to a terabyte right now, but for now we're gonna keep it to the 500. And like, I see a lot of little things in here. The memory, the hard drive is made by the hard drive, the M.2 is Toshiba. Now they did coated some stuff that looked dirty, but it seems like they're protecting something in here. So it's not dirt, it's actually a protection in here. So this is a Toshiba hard drive, M.2, 500 gigs. And we're gonna put it back. It goes facing down, of course. Face down, put it back in. And there's no gripping or anything. It's just pretty much, you know, it just faces down. That's how it kind of goes in. The copper connects, makes contact, and that's pretty much what it does. So a lot of these things are pretty decent now these days. They have them, you know, down to the mechanics where everything works. The battery takes a little bit more than, you know, 40% of the whole motherboard itself. The battery is replaceable. You guys can see the running antennas for the wireless too. Also in here, there's 2 wireless antennas. This part right here is a plus. Like, I didn't even know it had this, but we're gonna open it up right now. See what do we get out of it. Now this part right here is the hard drive. This is the actual hard drive, so we're gonna disconnect this part of it. There is no hard drive right now because we only got it with the pricing that we're gonna talk about, and that's another. We're gonna do a comparison on the video itself, and you're gonna see the pricing, the specs right now. So right now they do give you a casing for an extra hard drive. It's a larger solid state hard drive. It's not an M.2, it's a 2.3. So they do give you the rubber stamps and everything that goes along with it too. So let me just try to keep it together here. And here's the actual connection where you actually connect the hard drive into it. So that's not a bad thing. And I'm going to reconnect it to the mock-up so it won't get lost. And we're going to put it back in its place. But this was the actual hard drive. So you could put a terabyte, 2 terabytes, 3, 10, 20, whatever you could fit in here. You know, which is great, neat little product. And to get it out is a little difficult because they have some kickstands in the bottom of it, and you have to input them this way, face them down first, tuck them in, and then down. So you have to face it going out that way, pushing it out and then up. So this is pretty decent. I like that they have a casing here for you guys to add your own hard drive on it. So right, like I said, it only comes for 512. But the pricing is incredible on this system. That's what we're going to talk a little bit more about it. But overall, the system is it's the same like other systems, but it looks like well made. Now the motherboard takes more than 90% of the space in here. It takes a lot of space. It actually leaks all the way over here. Here we have the NIC card. This is the wireless device. Like I said, it's upgradable in the future. This device is it's another copper set here that actually bases on the motherboard itself too, and it gets cooled down with the actual copper here. Now the part that I like is that this is hidden right here, but the only reason they put this paper here, this plastic, is for the airflow, and they have their planning. They have, I guess they've done their homework, you know, how to make this airflow properly. Now the battery itself, it's made by HP. It's replaceable. And there is a couple of things you have to remove. You have to actually remove the 2 screws, and here's the actual contact of the battery there in case you're looking for it. But this overall is an overhaul. It's like the whole system. We're going to test it out. We're going to run it. We're going to see how well it works, how hot it gets, and we're going to compare it with another machine. But for the pricing that you're paying for this, it's incredible. For the holidays, they're set to go. The size of it, it's slim. It's real light. It's not as heavy as other machines. The power supply is slim too. I like the whole setup. This is this Omen, HP Omen laptop, brand new, 2018, just came out a couple months ago. They upgraded to the latest 1070. Like the whole setup. We're gonna run some tests on it. We're gonna set it up and run it and see how it goes. But overall, I freaking love it. So let's get a little close up of the whole thing. So like I said, battery's right here. All right, big old giant battery. We're gonna get the M.2 here. You get the memory right underneath here. Let me see. Memory's right here. Memory, and you get another slot for another hard drive, a 2.3 slot right here. NIC wireless card right here, and then 2 fans. I like the whole setup on it. On the side of it, I didn't talk about the slot here. It has a slot here for a memory card, an SD card in here on the one side. On the other side, they only give you the power supply and one USB 3.0. That's all they give you. A USB 3.0 and one slot for here. They give you a power USB 3.0 and a head jack and a mic input, if you guys see it. Yeah, one side they give you the mic input and the USB 3.0 on the other side too. So not bad. The same slot where you have the SD card. Fans are here. The intakes are in the back. You put it down. You lock it in. You start locking it in first. You lock it in the top. Make sure that it works. Flip it around. Keep flipping it. And that's how it snaps in place. So everything's snapped in place. Make sure that there is no gaps in here in between. And that does it. That pretty much does it. I mean, like it never happened. There it goes. So overall, the HP Omen, it looks a fantastic beast right now. We're gonna test it out. Maybe on the next video, we're gonna compare it with another machine, Origin. We're gonna see a price comparison. We're gonna put specs on it, and we're gonna side by side and where you can get this great deal. Now the Omen machine, they started making great desktop. This year I ended up buying one Omen machine that was a desktop. That was an awesome machine. In fact, I use it for everything pretty much. I'm gonna edit this video in there. I'm gonna do all sorts of things in it. Great machine to run around. Now I was excited to get a desktop, a laptop for Omen and test it out. Now this one doesn't have the specs as the desktop that I have, but its comparison to it, it's almost alike. But other than the video card way off from what I have on the desktop, and you're never going to be at a desktop. Desktop's always the best machines out there. So pretty much Omen is just for all around. If you want to play your Fortnite, your PUBG, your Battlefield, it could take on any machine, any game out there right now. With the 1070 video card, NVIDIA is getting it hard. And this Omen, HP Omen, has a great spec. So I'm going to put out the specs on there. You guys make a decision what you guys want. I'm going to compare on the next video and see what you guys think. I'm going to compare with another machine. We're going to do a benchmark on it. And but I just wanted to open it up. When I get a machine, I'm excited to see what's under the hood. What you're buying. It's not like the Alienware that I bought a year ago, where they pretty much don't want you to touch any of the stuff. They kind of hide it underneath of it, you know, and I hate that stuff because it doesn't make it your own. I like it when you could upgrade the memory, the hard drive, and maybe in the future and the next version of the laptops, you might be able to upgrade your video cards. But for now, I'm content with those things, just upgrading the memory and the hard drive, and you know, happy life playing the games. And if you guys like what you guys see, make sure you guys subscribe and give the like, because we need a lot of subscribers, and we want to grow this channel, so we cannot do it without your support. And if you guys like any of my contents, let me know, hit me up. I'll reply back. We do have a lot of stuff coming up this year, and I'm excited to actually show you guys some of the stuff. But I have like a busy life, so it's kind of hard for me like do the gaming, the hardware, and all that stuff. So I try to do a video a day at least with the gaming, but other than the hardware, it's the hardest thing to do because you got to do your homework on a lot of these things. And when you open these things up, you don't want to make sure you don't break them. So remember, if you're going to open your machine, make sure you guys consult manual or look at some instruction how to open these up, because you could screw up something and you might void all your warranties. But other than that, let me do the opening up for you guys. And if I have my hands on any of the machines that you guys like, let me know, hit me up and let me know. I'm your host, Prophet74, and we out.